They call me crazy cause I'm facing all my giants. They try to scare me into thinking I can fight it. They tell me I should never even think of trying. But that's just me, I'm gonna live out in defiance.
Hey everyone, Big Jason. How's it going? So I'm here with a special guest, AdSkills instructor Liana Ling. How's it going, Liana?
Hey, I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me, Big Jason.
Yeah, appreciate it. So we're talking about how to become a highly paid media buyer. AdSkills has been talking about that. Justin Brook, everyone knows Justin. And you guys, before we go into the details of how you became a highly paid media buyer and improved your game, how anybody can do it, even if they have no experience, you guys actually have a Black Friday deal, right?
We do. And this is the lowest price ever. Justin had to convince Shauna to allow us to put it on, and finally she said yes. It's crazy. I don't know if you're ever going to see it this low again. And with one of the bonuses, it's even lower if you pick up one of the bonuses we're featuring this week.
Right. And so, guys, if you want to check that out now or just save it, it's bemclick.com, bemclick.com/adprobf, ADPROBF, adprobf. It's $2,000 off. And you actually have another bonus where you can actually buy one, get one free, where you can bring a friend, right?
Yes. Bring a friend, bring a relative, find somebody else who wants to become a media buyer and have them go through it with you.
That's
The
awesome.
only rule is no sweet seat switching. So choose carefully who you want to go with you,
All
but
right.
I mean that's to me that makes it a no-brainer.
Yeah. So maybe not, don't choose a friend of me, choose a real friend.
Yes.
Awesome. So why don't you tell a little intro about yourself, and let's go ahead and cover how to become a highly paid media buyer.
Yeah, sure. So I actually started off doing Google ads and then I moved into Facebook ads for a while. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I actually stopped doing it for about 1 or 2 years because I don't know, like I just felt maybe I need to do something else. I felt, I wasn't really moving any further with that. And then a really good friend of mine said, "Hey, Leanna, you really should get back in the game. You're actually pretty good at this." And he told me, I didn't know anything about Justin. He told me about Justin Brook and said that Justin basically trained everybody else who I knew was just kicking butt in Facebook ads. So I need to check out his community. And I went there, and he was actually offering a version of the program that we're selling. It didn't even have any of these bells and whistles. It was like really stripped down. So I decided to join, and I had already kind of started back into doing Facebook ads a little bit. I think I was probably maybe more at the kind of freelancer level, not quite a senior media buyer, but I was definitely charging junior prices. And what was really helpful for me is within 30 days, I just went through the really simple methodology that Justin put out, which still works today. And I noticed that I was missing certain things, like I wasn't creating my ads, I wasn't planning them out as intentionally as he shows in the training. I didn't even name them properly. I wasn't that organized. And the other thing too is like I realized that I wasn't charging enough. He gave just a really easy way to set up the price that you're going to charge. I was making it way too complicated before, and I was trying to come up with all these different packages. He made it super simple. And within the first 30 days, I had the confidence to double the amount I was asking for, and I was getting it. And
Nice.
I was also able to improve my results, it was just these little tweaks. It's crazy, but like the devil's in the details, right?
Sure.
So I was just making these smaller tweaks because I knew better what to look for and what to change. And then I started, that was back when we would get only a very limited amount of time to ask questions. With the program that it is today, you can come every single week and get stuff looked at. But I kept sending stuff over to Justin, and he was like, "You're
Nice.
actually really good." And before I knew it, I was running ads for people like John Benson and, Jeff Lerner. And it's just, to me, it's like crazy where I was before to where I am today.
Nice. And speaking of questions, can people ask you questions now live?
Yes. Feel free to ask me anything. I'm an open book. People know that.
Awesome. So
Yep.
that's awesome. So what if so you had experience before you came to Justin in ad skills. What if someone is like, maybe they have a 9 to 5, or maybe they just started freelancing and they're like, if I lose one client, maybe they want to pick up another skill. How hard is it to pick this up if you're just a newbie, like you can barely
Yeah.
log into your Gmail account?
If you're a newbie, you can absolutely do this too, because the key to this is just learning the method that you can follow. If you can follow instructions and press buttons, you can do this. You know, it's just about making sure that you're detailed oriented and you can just follow instructions. And the way that we show, we recommend starting in either Facebook or Google Ads, but it's all about the approach. It's all about making sure you've got your 5 by 3, campaigns kind of set up, and you're just watching. You know what? You just have to know what numbers to watch, which we actually show you and we talk about. But what's really good too is like if you have problems with a campaign, then just bring it to a call. Like put your hand up, say you want to be in the hot seat, bring it to a call, and we've literally just gone through things in detail, a campaign in detail to help rescue it. So to me, that was the key thing is being part of a community that I can go in and I can ask questions. And I know a number of people who started from scratch. Either they were in a totally different profession before and wanted or needed to stay from home and work from home, or they were in a different job or had a different. We just had somebody recently who graduated. He was actually a contractor. And he's now a digital marketer, and he signed up his first couple of clients. Was he kind of going through the program, and he just
Nice.
started going. He started going now, and we just helped him transition all the way over to this. So, and I know a few of the beginners who went through. One of them, I actually ended up hiring him as my junior media buyer, and now he has his own agency, and I can't even hire him now. I tried. I can't even hire him now because he's all booked up with clients. And all he
That's
did was
awesome.
just follow the system, and and he just kept getting better and better and better, and just kept asking questions and showing up in the community.
Awesome. So let's give them a little insight into how it all looks. I'm going to pull up the offer here. Here we go. Let's go down. Again, the URL is bemclick.com/adprobf,
One
ADPROBF.
thing one thing I thought was good that we mentioned on the page is because there's so much opportunity out there, I thought it was made a really good point that we made on the page that you don't have to be in the top 1% of your game. If you're average, you're already winning, and there's many clients out there that you can get just by being average, which not a lot of people talk about, right? They always talk about, oh, you have to be the best, you have to be the best. But I just thought that was actually an interesting perspective that I hadn't actually thought about too much before either until Justin pointed it out to me.
Awesome. We have a question from Drew. He didn't realize you were with AdSkills. Are you actually in the site? If they take AdSkills up on the Black Friday deal, are you actually going to be teaching some stuff
Yes.
or
So
support?
absolutely. So I actually started off, and you may have seen me doing the Facebook ads training, which is like gone into a whole bunch of different communities like Russell Brunson's and John Benson's communities and things like that. But I am also running the pro program as well. So I am in there with you in the trenches. We are working together, answering questions. I'm on the live calls. Justin also comes on some of the live calls too. But I'm in there, and yeah, and holding your hand every step of the way, and bringing in several different experts. We've had some really awesome experts come in as well, which really blew people's minds. So
Awesome. So let's go over what we're looking at right here about the progression matrix in AdSkills Pro.
sure. Yeah. So we actually cover 5 different levels, and you don't have to start from one and go all the way to 5. And actually, some people even just stop at 3 or 4, and they have great lifestyles. They're very happy with their businesses that way. So what we want to do is, but to give you a bigger picture though of like where you can start from and where you can end up. So starting all the way from a beginner, junior buyer, and going into a junior buyer, and then we can help you go all the way up to having, a team of 20 people even, or maybe you have dreams of being like a C-suite, or a marketer in that way. And so we can kind of take you there. So you come in, you figure out what level you're at and what level you want to get to, or maybe you're at a certain level and you just want to get better at that one level. And then you can dive into the training at whatever level that you're at.
Awesome. If they're just starting out, let's just say they're like, I know I'm a level one first time ad buyer. What
Mhm.
would you say on average, obviously not a guarantee, but on average, if they have any technical aptitude at all whatsoever, and like you said, they can follow directions and follow step by step and click buttons. What do you think the average time to go to where you can actually start out, running some ads?
Sure. I definitely think within the first 30 days, for sure. The whole program is 12 weeks. You can absolutely get it done, within the first 30 days. The key is just actually starting. And that's what we find most people have the most trouble with is just starting. And you can even do it on your own for your own lead generation as well. Even at like just a small budget, which is what we recommend, because then you can just experiment with yourself, or maybe you have a friend or relative who's willing to also give you a chance just to try out, just while you're practicing. So you can get started pretty quickly, even less
Awesome.
time than that. It just depends how motivated you are to kind of get
Right.
started.
Drew has another question. Are you guys teaching Facebook lead ads?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Awesome.
Including, and here's the thing, things change a lot. So we do have a Slack community, and there's actually a private Slack channel just for pro. And what I try and do is share sort of all the new up and coming things that we may have not had time yet to roll out into a big formal masterclass. So here's a little tip: if you're watching, if you're doing Facebook lead ads, it's a little bit hidden, but you have to pull it down and see if it says you have the option to do Facebook lead conversion ads. It's the same thing as Facebook lead ads, but it's a newer feature and Facebook is pushing it. And so in theory, you're supposed to get higher quality people from using a Facebook lead conversion ad. And there's also another option there too to integrate your CRM. So if they get your info from your CRM, again, it's supposed to actually make it even higher quality because they can see all your information. So definitely something to try out. And when Facebook is pushing something, what you want to do is you want to at least try it, because they're going to send a lot of love towards those newer features that that they're encouraging you to use. So I started playing around with it as well, but definitely something to jump on if you're doing lead ads right now.
Is this naughty that I'm showing the Slack channel right here?
Sort of. We won't tell anybody, right?
I just wanted to give them a little preview.
Sure. Sure. You're good. You're good.
So
Yes, this was a
this
really popular workshop actually when it came out live.
so why don't you just briefly cover what goes on here in the Slack channel?
Sure. So inside of Slack, there's two sections actually. The foundation of AdSkills is what we call core, and then AdSkills Pro has its own little private channel, which I don't want you to check. Which you have to wait till you get in there. So, um, but basically, what's really neat is there's actually a lot of different experts inside of AdSkills. So what I encourage you to do is come inside of there. See, we gave you a big shout out there, Big
Woohoo!
Jason.
Thank you.
Kind of go in there. And what I recommend is, like with any community, give back to people, but you can go in there and you can post very specific things. Like, for example, maybe you're stuck in a campaign. So post screenshots. Like, post, we have answers where people are posting like books of stuff where they're just like giving critiques and just to be helpful. And, or somebody else was saying, oh, like I hit the limit. Somebody posted today, like I hit the limit with number of ads from my Facebook page, and we're like jumping in, trying to help out. And then sometimes there's some really actually good conversations where everybody has a slightly different take on it. I think I stirred up a bee's nest when I said something like, "Oh, do you add an ad into your ad set or not when you're trying to test and expand?" And there was a big debate about learning phase, and you'll know this if you're into Facebook ads. And we were going back and forth, and other people were telling me, you got to do more of this. Like that was really really interesting. But the key thing here, if you want to be really successful, I found is asking questions and picking up these little golden nuggets. It's like I said, it's these little things. I've picked up these small tips from people which look very small, but then when I applied it, it made a huge difference in my ads. Like I just said, that's something very simple as going from your lead ad to just clicking the button to lead conversion ad could actually make a big difference in your ads, and you might not even have known it's there because it's all hidden. And it's just because I talked to a rep who showed it to me and then I shared it with the community. And that kind of stuff happens in ad skills all the time.
Awesome. Drew wants to know if he takes advantage of the $2,000 discount Black Friday at bemclick.com/adprobf. What happens after the 12 weeks?
Sure.
You
Well,
kick them
after the
out and
12
say, good luck,
weeks,
goodbye.
that's right. We kick you out. No, we don't. We don't. After the 12 weeks, and this is a little bit of an unadvertised bonus, actually, you get to stay in there. We do not kick you out. You actually do get to stay inside of the AdSkills Pro channel. You can still come to all of the weekly calls. We have them every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in the past it was more like a cohort, and this time it's not, because we're really dedicated to your success. I know some people can't do it right away when they join, and some people need a little bit longer too, so you can stay in there for as long as you like. You can come to all the calls, you can and just get help, so you always have that sort of phone a friend in your back pocket no matter what's happening.
Awesome. And when I signed up, this is what I saw. You want to real quickly go through that?
Sure. So we have this is one of the bonus courses. So this is the search and destroy course, which is really more about. It doesn't sound like you're destroying stuff. It's Google. It's like Google Ads. And oh, that's really important. The Ad Skills Matchmaker program. That was one of the reasons, by the way, I signed up when I was starting out, because that it was absolutely worth the whole price for me. Matchmaker, when you come in, you do need to go through a course in order to get certified. Once you get this certification and the certificate is on the blockchain, like it's there, people can see it, you get into our matchmaker program. So, our matchmaker program, we have leads that come in every day from people looking to hire media buyers. They either want to hire them as an agency or as an employee. And I don't know if anybody here is watching knows who DK David Klein is, but he's so like an OG out there in the marketing world. He actually manages that program, and he is mentoring people and giving tips and helping people on how to best reply to these leads, how they can get it. And he's also trying to work to get better quality leads in. But this is literally like just a channel of leads that you just have to reach out to. And if anybody's ever tried being a coach or offering services, you'll know that the number one problem or challenge for people is lead generation. So we actually have a channel of leads coming in, and they're from beginners all the way up to very high end senior level buyers as well. And so you just have to reach out, and it's there. And you only, though, if you're certified, you get access to that. So again, for me, and if anybody out here has had to buy appointments, I think that this is worth it just to get this feed of leads inside of there. Apex Agency is where the different levels are, and that is being updated pretty much constantly. And I have like new material that's also coming out there too. So it's going to be fresh material inside of there. The certification, that's the actual tests that you have to go through in order to get your certification. Oh, this is a good one. The rapid replace yourself kit. So once you know what you're doing and you start to get some clients, if you do want to go to the next level, you do need to hire somebody, and that can be pretty daunting. I remember the first time I hired somebody, I was all on my own. I didn't really know what I was doing, and it was really, really scary. But now I don't know how I lived without it. But we actually have entire kit here of how you can hire, who you should hire, because it's actually not what you think. if anybody here is watching and you want to hire a bunch of people, a lot of people think, oh, the first person I'm going to hire is another media buyer. And that is not what you should be hiring first. We actually go through who you should hire, the job descriptions, the task, and like how to set up your team for success. Agency sales mastery. The next one there is it actually helps you to have super simple sales conversations. People just I find that they complicate things way too much. It just teaches you how to have conversations with people so you don't have to feel icky and salesy. It's literally just showing them the opportunity, showing them if they're running ads right now, you can show them, where things are going wrong and just literally asking people, "Do you need help with that?" And if they say yes, then you can tell them that you're certified and that you can do it for them and you're the perfect person for them. And this was one of the key things that gave me the confidence to start asking for what I deserve, like for the level of service that I was providing and the expertise I was providing. And he made it really simple. I still use the exact same proposal that Justin shows in the agency sales mastery. I still use it to this day, the exact same thing. And I do it exactly the same way. And it served me really well. And during some of the live calls, I've also even given a couple other tips about sales as well to help people through. So we have a couple of things in there, including I even had my friend Zach come in and he also shared how to do sales over LinkedIn and how to take a podcast and turn it into a lead gen and a sales machine. So we've got a lot of extra bonuses as well that come along
Nice.
once you're inside a pro.
And if you're a newbie, where do the beginner level training come into play?
Yes. So if you're a newbie, then there actually, I'm not sure if it is on that page or not. I need to check with the team and see where they put it. I think it might be inside of certification, but what I'd recommend is get certified because then at least you can be inside of the matchmaker channel and can start getting leads so that you're ready to go. So I would work on getting certified, get your media buying chops up, get certified first but what I would prefer is for you to actually start doing a few of the other exercises and coming to the calls as well. But I think that the first step is to get certified just so you can start getting in the channel. And we're going to talk about putting yourself in the path of where the money's flowing, right? It's almost like you think of like water flowing. Well, there's money flowing, there's opportunities flowing, and we want to help you just put yourself in that pathway so then you can be there to take the opportunities and then we can help you at whatever level you're at.
Awesome. So I'm going to pull up here. Here we go. So why don't you talk a little bit more about the freelancer?
Yeah, sure. A freelancer. And freelancer, some people think, oh, freelancer is not a great level. Freelancer can be a fantastic level, and you can have a great career and make a lot of money at the freelancer level. If you, especially, I think if you're a beginner and maybe you have a corporate job right now and you're thinking, I want to get out of this rat race, right? I want to get out of this 9 to 5. I want to have more control over my life. I want to be able to spend time with my family and control my schedule. This is, I think, a really good goal to get to if you're transitioning from a corporate job and you want to become a media buyer and you want to become full time. So it's a great one here. You don't necessarily have to have a big team. I when I was at freelancer level, I had just one VA, and I'm a big software junkie, so I had a lot of stuff automated. But I just had one VA to help me out, and I was managing all of the accounts myself, and it was a great life. It was a great life. You can actually have a good career at this level here. And like I said, you can choose if you want to niche down into like one specific niche or you want to have a variety of clients. So there's a lot you can just design this to how you want your business and you want your life to look like.
Awesome. Do you know Nate and Joaquin?
I know Joaquim, and I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Nate. Do you know them?
No. I'm
Yeah.
just going over
Oh,
the
yeah,
offer right
sure.
now.
Yeah. So Joaquim he's actually an awesome media buyer. And also, we actually collaborated with a client. We didn't talk about this, but one of the reasons why I feel like AdSkills is a community is I've been in the community and just being in there and networking and making friends in there. And I've had some amazing collaborations. So it's not just about learning in there or being in the matchmaker program. I've actually made friends with other media buyers, and sometimes we found ourselves working for the same clients. I was working with Joaquim with a client as well. He was doing the Google ads, I was doing Facebook ads, and it was a really great collaboration. I also had the a pleasure of working with Jordan Swanson, who has a programmatic agency. Some of you may know him. He's got an Inc. 5000 agency, and Jonathan Wilson in there. And we actually worked together, and it resulted in a $6 million case study, which I still use to this day. And it was an amazing experience as well. And it's like all through AdSkills.
Nice. So there's a claim on here. You'll be ready at the minimum to take your certification test in just 12 weeks, along with a
Yep.
step-by-step plan to earn your first $10,000 in that 12 weeks.
Yes. Yes. Yep. So if you go in, take the certification test, you can do it in whatever order you want. Again, it depends what level you're at. Some people want to really focus on the agency build stuff first. Some people really want to dive in and get their media buying chops done first. But yes, we do that. And how you earn your first $10,000 is because we're going to help you get your first couple of clients. And so we
Nice.
really focus on that too, like just kind of just start taking these small steps and just to get started, start building up your leads. A lot of people don't do this, right? So we want to help you create the habits that will establish success for you all along the way. So within your first client, you would have made this back just with your first client. Just with your
For
first
sure.
client probably and your first month retainer, with that client.
And it's covered in there. Obviously the skills, whether you need skills in the first place or you want to improve your skills. And then what about people that are like, they're afraid to talk to clients, they don't have the confidence to charge the fees? Because I know you had that issue, right?
I did. Yeah, I really did. And it's really all about having the habits and the method. Some people think, oh, like I need all these tactics. But what I really found, it was just having a much more simpler approach. And that gave me the confidence. And what we do inside of here too is we give you the tools, we give you the foundation, and we give you the community. I mean, sometimes the calls might turn into sound like therapy sessions, because somebody comes on and we're like, hey, this is how we're actually going to help you today and find out where you stuck, where you're not sure about things. The other thing that made me really confident too was knowing that I have this community of experts that I can work with. Being an entrepreneur, being a freelancer or a media buyer, or an agency owner, it can be really lonely, right? If you're just out there by
Yep.
yourself. So having a community is just so helpful. And I told my clients too, I tell them all the time that I'm in one of the top communities in the world for media buying. And I tell them, hey, like when things go wrong, because something will, right? Or it's Facebook will shut you down or something will happen. And I'll tell them, okay, like I'm going to go talk to my community and see what they say. And that doesn't make them doubt me. It actually gives them more confidence in me because they know that I'm the person I'm on top of things. Like I'm always trying to learn something new and that I put myself in this community so that I can better serve them.
For
And
sure.
for me, that was huge. And that gave me the confidence to know, oh, I can fail and I'll still be okay because we'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, totally. I get that. I can relate to that because I do a lot of deliverability consulting for people, and I'm honest and
Mhm.
upfront. So look, I've been, doing email for 26 years, probably deliverability for 20, but it's always changing. There's always new things. But if I don't know something, I know the guys that have been doing deliverability for like 25 years that have been head of deliverability for, the biggest autoresponder services in the world. So if I don't know the answer, I know where to go. So this kind of sounds like you're saying the same thing.
Exactly. It's exactly the same thing. And that's why I go to you for email deliverability problems too, right? That's exactly why.
Nice. There's a question from Tamara. Hey, Tamara.
Hey,
She says, hey, Liana. She wants to know how
hello.
up to date is the content, is this what worked like 5 years ago? What's going on?
Yeah. So there's think of it as two types of things. First of all, there's foundational material, and then there's also the technical material. So this is more of the foundational material, and it is a mixture. I'm being 100% transparent here. It is a mixture of material that has been tried and tested for, a couple of years, and also fresh material. And the thing is a lot of people come in and, they might think, oh, like I only want to take courses that have something that's like totally fresh. You know what though? This I've been in digital marketing now for over 15 years, and I still use the exact same sales processes. It still works to this day. Some of the stuff is just timeless because it works. And if you see any of the new things that come out, it's all they're all talking about exactly the same process. So some of the processes that we know keep working and that are just foundational are absolutely in there. We also have new parts of it too, because the world has changed. One of the things that we're really focusing on as well is helping people to become more of an omni-channel marketer, which is something that's newer. And I think that that's really the wave of the future, is helping people to become omni-channel as opposed to just only focusing on one channel. We used to talk about that, just be a Google buyer, just be a Facebook buyer or a Meta buyer. And nowadays, it's all about omni-channel, and not just with media. I think that really, really talented and smart media buyers also know how to leverage organic and do it in this whole, kind of omni-channel ecosystem here. And knowing how to do that, knowing, how to read things, how to create the right dashboard, how things work, so kind of what strings to pull. That's just an example of something that we cover that's newer for sure inside of here. Um, but we're focused on helping you get your first 4 clients. We're focused on helping you to get successful, and we're going to bring honestly, like, we're going to bring any whatever it takes, in order to help you be successful. And if that means helping you with a foundational material that we know is just keeps working, that's what we're going to do. So I hope that helps.
Definitely. Now you're guaranteeing this Black Friday offer, right?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Looks like you got 3.
Yes, we do. We do. We have the triple guarantee, right? So, first of all, just if you want to try it, come in for 30 days, and you can try it. And if you don't see any value in it, then you can request a refund. We'll be sorry to see you go, but you can request a refund for there. We also have the support guarantee and the mentor guarantee, so you can come in. There's questions. We have people inside of Slack every single day. You can come in and ask your questions, and they'll get answered. And then also we have a mentor guarantee. So myself and other mentors are also on the calls as well.
Awesome. So, guys, thanks for joining us. Do you have any last minute questions? Oh, here we go. Joshua. How's it going, Joshua?
Hey.
Curious if AdSkills Pro covers native ads as well.
Yeah. So AdSkills Pro is really focused on helping you grow as an agency versus like very, very specific platform related. So what I would recommend is, if you're only interested in beefing up your technical, then you can join AdSkills, the monthly membership. So we can get you hooked up with that. But what we're trying to do here is give you the methods and give you the foundation so that you can actually grow as an agency. And then you can take the way that we apply those methods to, any network. But
Awesome.
Jordan Swanson actually is one of our guardians, and he is the OG and native ads as well. But so he's definitely he's in our community.
Great. Tamara says, thank you very much.
Sure.
She met you through Ben Atkins. You're awesome.
Oh, hey, it's great to see you there. She might have seen me doing Facebook ads training with Ben. So
Nice. All right. Any other last questions? Oh, I had just a comment to you. What's been your experience in my experience, I've always tried to work hand in hand with media buyers on the email side, because whatever they find that's working the best, I can test that to see if it works on warm traffic through email and vice versa as well. Like I work a lot with Donnie French in the golf niche, and he would love it. Like monthly basis, I would go through and be like, hey, here's the most profitable subject lines. And he would go out and test those on ads.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about with omnichannel. Um, my my sort of pet peeve is that a lot of times when there's several different people working on, organic, email, paid, and even the different channels, everybody's in a silo, and there's so much you can learn from each other. There's so much you can leverage from each channel so that, 1 plus 1 equals 11, right?
Right.
And that's what I love. And I think it's a two-way street, right? Not just the subject line. So yes, I love that, knowing, hey, this is what's working with the emails. There are other ways that you can leverage. So the relationship that you just talked about, for example, I would want to know, what are the emails that are getting sent out in the sequences? And depending on how you've segmented people, why not have ads that retarget people and
Mm-hmm.
also kind of support what you're saying in the emails? Again, because
Right.
Omni is all about having, a similar experience across all of the channels. And so, because, like, what's the average open rate now on emails? Even if you're really good, what's the average open rate?
Uh, well, it could be anywhere from 65 to 75%. But I
Uh,
see that, some claims with no proof that 40% is pretty decent right now. But I would say on
right,
average, most people are getting 25, maybe
right.
30.
So that's a lot of people not reading your emails, right?
Right.
So if you retarget them, you're probably going to get another percentage of people who are actually going to see it. So it just gives you a little bit of a boost there. And here's a tip, actually: if you're doing Facebook ads, and if your friend there is doing the Facebook ads, I've just done a really simple engagement ad. So there's like not even a landing page at all. So we
Mm-hmm.
took the list, and this client had kind of a bigger list. So we took the list and I uploaded into Facebook, and I just did a really simple um, ad, and it was just text on a colored background, and it was something like, did you get the last email, or I sent you something, or check your inbox, okay, did you get what I sent you? It was something like that.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like, all these people started commenting. Some people said, yes, I got it. And then his support person would say, okay, like, can you please go double check if you got it? Here's the subject line. So she would actually go open it, and then there were actually
Nice.
a couple people there who wrote, oh, like, I think my email address is old and I never updated it. So we had actually an update form that, again, the social media person would say, okay, actually, can you update it? Here's a link. And then so they go in and they click, right? They get engaged again. And there were a couple people on there says, I don't use email anymore. And so I rely on you here. And that was also really good to know too. But I just thought that was kind of neat. It was just super simple. You don't have, it's not even a conversion campaign, no landing page, nothing. We just did an engagement ad, and just to help support the people running the emails, trying to improve the email deliverability, improve the reputation, improve the whole engagement.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Question from Tamara again. Is this
Sure.
different than the AdSkills traffic training?
Yes, I'm not sure which traffic training you're specifically talking about, but the foundation of ad skills is what we call core or core plus. Core plus just means you get access to the entire Slack community. That is a wide selection of over 100 videos. That is a specific traffic training. Pro is like an add-on to that, where we're really focused on helping you go from whatever level you're at to the next level as your agency.
Um, you want to talk about this testimonial? So you hear from this lady named Liana Ling. She says, ever since I finished the boot camp, I've gotten better quality clients. I've gotten rave reviews from clients that I've never gotten before, because they're so happy, even with results that we've been able to get them within the first 30 days. I've never experienced this before. That's powerful.
Yes. Yeah, that was I remember distinctly that when I first took it, and it was called boot camp, by the way, when I first took it, I had to run a webinar campaign. And so what I did was I applied what I learned. I knew how to run ads before, but I wasn't organized. I didn't have a plan going in. I think I was just good because part of it was probably luck as well. And also because I had a lot of organic experience. So at least I understood the platform. So I went in there, I did the 5x3 method, and I remembered some of the tips that I was given about, hey, this makes a good creative and things like that. And it was crazy. Okay, it was nuts. I think we ended up with 6,000 webinar registrants, and they were all under $1. So this was a couple years
Wow.
ago, but it was insane even for that time. And my client was like, "What did you do?" Right? Like, this is crazy. But I started getting more and more types of results like that. And I'd never like I knew I was okay because people were happy with me before, but I never got anything like this. And because of that, I got recommended to work with John Benson. And I remember the first time that I ran webinar ads for him, he told me, and he's said this out in Facebook world before, that I had gotten results from him that he had never gotten with anybody else. And here I am. I thought I was like this nobody, but I
Right.
knew I was just following the methodology, um, and just being very intentional with how I test. I just test a lot. I test everything. And, Justin likes to tell people I kind of use it as my little kind of testing playground because I will literally test everything against each other to just brute force and figure out
Right.
what the best combination is going to work.
Tamara
And I
said,
learned all that from AdSkills.
awesome. Tamara clarifies the one traffic training you did with Jeff Lerner.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure if I remember that one specifically, but Tamara, maybe if you could let us know specifically what your needs are, I'd be more than happy to help you out to kind of figure out whether this is a good fit for you.
She has another question. I think I might
Sure.
have that details. She said, I know Facebook has changed so much, especially their interface, which can cause confusion on following training sometimes.
Yeah.
Does any of the training cover the newest look and functions?
Yes, well, we actually go through a lot of that too during the live calls as well, because again, things change so much. And, with Facebook and with Google as well, what's a bit frustrating is that they're constantly testing things. So what I see and what you see can also be different. But I think the thing is that we give you ways that you can figure it out as well. And you can come on and say, hey, this is what mine looks like, and somebody else definitely would have like seen the same thing you have, or we'll be able to help you, pretty quickly, because some of the stuff is just gets hidden, but it is a bit tough when you're teaching and like literally the user interface is different for everybody. So
Where,
it's I know
where I
what other
see,
software does
yeah,
this, but it's
where
nuts.
where I see that is any type of plugin or SaaS that integrates with your AWS, your Amazon account,
Mhm.
and even if even if the tutorials for integration is like maybe 6 months old, they'll be covering stuff, and I'll be like, that's not in my account. I don't even know what you're talking
Yes.
about.
Yes, yeah. And that's why you need a community. That's
Right,
absolutely why. And sometimes I'll go in and say, I cannot find this. Like, where is this? And somebody else puts up a screenshot. That is not what mine looks like. But eventually, I'm able to figure it out just from all the
right,
different help in the community.
awesome. Well, we've been doing 45 minutes. This has been
Yeah.
amazing. Guys, if I didn't show this before, I actually purchased this myself. There's my
Yes.
receipt, full price, because I thought it was going to be that valuable to me. Is this, say somebody has their own offer? I know in the
Mhm.
copywriting world, sometimes it's advised like, hey, even if you're smart and you're gonna focus on building your business and not writing your own copy. Sometimes it's still good to take a copy course just so you know what good copy looks like. Would you say
Mhm.
the same thing for an offer owner who maybe doesn't want to do all this themselves?
Yes, I would too. Some of my best clients actually really understand how to run ads really well, and they know so much that they know it's also not something they should be doing. And also I think what's great is, some of my best clients, because they have such a deep understanding of ads, we can actually have um, much more productive conversations about the different strategies, and which way to go. It's also a great way, actually, if you're going to be hiring a lot of different media buyers as well, to really understand what you need to be looking for, and to understand like kind of how how their brain should work, and what are the best practices as well. So that's a really good point.
Yeah, when Mech Labs used to have their email marketing summit every year, I went 12 years in a row. I spoke a couple years, and my friends would always ask me, "Well, why are you always promoting that and trying to get your clients to go? Like, you should be like the guy, the only guy that goes there." And I said, "Well,
Mhm.
I basically am, anyways." But the few clients that have gone, it's been awesome because the more that they know, the easier it is for me to be able to test stuff. Because if they don't
Mhm.
have that type of skill or information, they're just constantly questioning it and fighting back. But the more knowledgeable they are, the better clients, at least for me, it
Oh,
seems to
sure.
be.
For sure. And one of the keys I think to really mastering being a media buyer is having a very deep knowledge of how each platform works and how the algorithm works. You hear a lot of people complaining, "Oh, Facebook doesn't work for me. YouTube doesn't work for me." And it's because they don't have a deep understanding of how everything works. So they don't know, oh, you have to wait 5 days. Oh, we have to wait for this many results before something's actually going to happen. Or they turn off the ads way too early. Or they don't realize that this bidding strategy does this, and they should really be using this other bidding strategy. Um, and this, the deeper I understand it, the better I'm able to figure out if I have to do a workaround, or figure out how to adjust which way to go to get the results that we need.
Totally. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us on a Sunday evening, Liana. I
Yes.
appreciate it. This has been great.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, guys. If you have any follow up questions, feel free to post them below. Again, this is AdSkills $2,000 Black Friday discount. Normally $3,000. Go to bemclick.com/adprobf, ADPROBF. And Tamara says, thank you both so much. You're welcome. And we'll see you next
Thank
time.
you. See you next time. Bye.